broke for heart money. If you have it, give it to me now.
This is Vicki Grantham's room. She has, that was horrible.
Wait, let's start over. Okay.
We are at Harpeth Valley School for Read Across America Week, and Miss Vicki Grantham's room, Teacher of the Year Award for Harpeth Valley School. Miss Grantham has dressed up like her favorite character, Lily, in Lily's purple plastic purse. Let me get the full effect, Miss Grantham.
Dancing to my jaunty little tune.
I got that.
Miss Grantham, can you tell the class why you think children's response to literature is so important?
I really think their response to literature is so important because it encourages them to read and explore other books, different types of books. I like to do it by having them dress up as their favorite character, bringing a book in a bag, doing different responses, written responses, journaling, doing characterization, discussing the plot. Also the setting. A lot of times I have them draw the setting. Who were the characters in the book? The students enjoy listening to my listening center where I put different types of books where they can listen to the book being read to them and follow along, and then I have different written responses that they have to respond to.
Thank you, Miss Grantham. We are now going to videotape Miss Grantham reading Lily and the Purple Purse. Purple plastic purse.
Would y'all like to come up here?
Miss Grantham also had a little girl in her class,
Mia,
that also dressed up like Lily.
my little mini me.
It's her mini me.
Mini Mia. Okay, Lily's purple plastic purse. We always like to look at the front and back, but this one doesn't follow through, does it? Like some of the ones that we've looked at. By Kevin Hanks. I love school! Lily loved school.
Right there. It says it right there.
Wait for us! That's my favorite picture. She loved the pointy pencils. She loved the squeaky chalk. She loved the way her boots went clickety-click down the long, shiny hallway. She loved the privacy of her own desk. She loved the fish sticks and chocolate milk, everybody in the lunchroom. And most of all, she loved her teacher, Mr. Slinger. Mr. Slinger. Let me show you pictures of first. Mr. Slinger was as sharp as a tack. He wore artistic shirts. He wore glasses on a chain around his neck. He wore a different colored tie for each day of the week. Wow, said Lily. That was about all she could say. Wow. Instead of greeting students or good morning pupils, Mr. Slinger winked and said, "Howdy." He thought that desks in a row were old-fashioned and boring. Do you rodents think that you could handle a semicircle? And he always provided the most tasty snacks, things that were curly, crunchy, and cheesy. I want to be a teacher when I grow up, said Lily. Me too, said her friends, Chester, Wilson, and Victor. At home, Lily pretended to be Mr. Slinger. I am the teacher, she told her baby brother Julius. Listen up. Lily even wanted her own set of duplex picture encyclopedias. What's with Lily, said her mother. I thought she wanted to be a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva, said her father. It must be because of her teacher, her new teacher, Mr. Slinger, said her mother. Wow, said her father. And that was about all he could say was, wow. Whenever the students had free time, they were permitted to go to the light bulb lab in the back of the classroom. They expressed their ideas creatively through drawings and writings. Lily went often. She had lots of ideas. She drew pictures of Mr. Slinger. She wrote stories about him too. During sharing time, Lily showed her creations to the entire class. "Wow," said Mr. Slinger. And that was about all he could say was, "Wow." And at the very last second, Mr. Slinger saved the cold, starving elderly. When Mr. Slinger had bus duty, Lily stood in line even though she didn't even ride the bus. She raised her hand more than anyone else in the class, even if she didn't know the answer. She volunteered to stay after school to help clap the erasers. "I want to be a teacher when I grow up," said Lily. "Excellent choice," said Mr. Slinger. One Monday morning, Lily came to school especially happy. She's skipping all the way. She had gone shopping with her Grammy over the weekend. She had a new pair of movie star sunglasses, complete glittery diamonds, and a chain like Mr. Slinger's, and 3 shiny, what do we got? Quarters. Where are yours, little mini-me? Yes, we've got 3 shiny quarters. And best of all, she had a brand new purple plastic purse that played a jaunty little tune when she opened it. Ready to open it? Get up and dance, come on. We're gonna open ours at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Do 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 do. You've got to shut it so it won't make any more noise. Lily wanted to show everybody. "Not now," said Mr. Slinger. "Listen to our story." Lily had a hard time listening. Lily really wanted to show everyone. "Not now," said Mr. Slinger. "Let's be considerate of our classmates." Lily had a hard time being considerate. Lily really wanted to show everyone. "Not now," said Mr. Slinger. "Wait until recess or sharing time." But Lily could not wait. The glasses were so glittery, the quarters were so shiny, and the purse played that nice music, not to mention how excellent it was for storing school supplies. "Look, look!" Lily whispered fiercely. "Look, everyone, look what I've got." Everyone looked, including Mr. Slinger. He was not amused. Do, 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 do. "I'll just keep your things at my desk until the end of the day," said Mr. Slinger. "They'll be safe there, and then you can take them home." Lily's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. Her glasses were gone. Her quarters were gone. Her purple plastic purse was gone. Lily longed for her purse all morning. She was even too sad to eat snack Mr. Slinger served before recess. That afternoon, Lily went to the light bulb lab. She was still very sad. She thought and she thought and she thought, and then she became angry. She thought and she thought and she thought some more. Then she became furious. She thought and thought, and then she thought a bit longer, and she drew a picture of Mr. Slinger.
Oh.
Big, fat, mean, stealing teacher. Bad, claws, theft, bad, wanted by the FBI. P.S. I do not want to be a teacher when I grow up. Right before the last bell rang, Lily sneaked the drawing into Mr. Slinger's book bag. There's the picture.
Let me get it.
That's horrible.
When all the students were buttoned and zipped and snapped and tied and ready to go home, Mr. Slinger strolled over to Lily and gave her a purple plastic purse back. "It's a beautiful purse," said Mr. Slinger. "Your quarters are nice and jingly, and those glasses are absolutely fabulous. You may bring them back to school as long as you don't disturb the rest of the class." "I do not want to be a teacher when I grow up," Lily said as she marched out of the classroom. the way home, Lily opened her purse. Her glasses and quarters were inside, and so was a note from Mr. Slinger. It said, "Today was a difficult day. Tomorrow will be better." There was also a small bag of tasty snacks at the bottom of the purse. Lily's stomach lurched. She felt like crying. She felt simply awful. She ran all the way home and told her mother and father everything. Why do you think she felt awful?
Because the picture.
Because of the picture.
Because he gave her some
Instead of watching her favorite cartoons, Lily decided to sit in the uncooperative chair. I'll just stay here a million years for Mr. Slinger. Why does everything happen to me? 1,051, 1,052, 1,095. That night, Lily drew a new picture of Mr. Slinger and wrote a story about him, too. Lily was really sorry, so everyone forgave her. Even her parents, even her stinky baby brother, even especially her incredible teacher. And then the sun shined its smiley face down on everyone and everything, and even the bugs and the worms. The end. Listen up! I forgive everyone! Nice, kind, good. Could be principal. Worms, bugs. Oops! She stepped on one of them in the picture. I'm really, 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 really sorry. I'm an author. There's where she... From the worm.
Where? I can't see. Where? What's the worm?
It's a bug, I think.
The worm. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can't. I can't. Oh, yeah, I stepped on it. Yeah. I see it. Oh. And the bugs were like...
Lily's mother wrote a note, and Lily's father baked some tasty snacks for Lily to take to school the next day. "I think Mr. Slinger will understand," said Lily's mother. "I know he will," said Lily's father. The next morning, Lily got to school early. "These are for you," Lily said to Mr. Slinger, "because I'm really, really, really sorry." Think she's sorry? What do you think he's gonna do? Forgive her? Mr. Slinger read the story. He looked at the picture. He read the note. What does it say? He sampled the snacks. Yum, yum. "Wow," said Mr. Slinger. And that's just about all he could say was, "Wow. Wow."
Wow.
"What do you think we should do with this?" asked Mr. Slinger. "Could we just throw it away?" asked Lily. "Excellent idea. It's like having an extra pocket with a radio inside. 3/4 are better than $1 because it makes more noise. Glamorous protection from harmful rays." During sharing time, Lily demonstrated different uses and unique qualities of her purple plastic purse, her shiny quarters, and her glittery movie star sunglasses. Then she did a little performance using them as props. "It's called interpretive dance," said Lily. Mr. Slinger joined in. Gotta do an interpretive dance. Ready? Come on. Even have kids come from other classes. Come on. Do an interpretive dance.
They don't have the shoes on. I know, because our teacher said we could take them off.
All right. Hello. Hello. Thank you for doing that interpretive dance with me.
They came off.
"Wow," said the entire class. And that was about all they could say was,
Wow!
Throughout the rest of the day, Lily's purse and quarters and sunglasses were tucked safely inside her desk. She peeked at them often but did not disturb a soul. Right before the last bell rang, Mr. Slinger served Lily snacks to everyone's delight. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" asked Mr. Slinger. "A
Teacher!
Everyone responded. Lily's response was the loudest. "A teacher!" "Excellent choice," said Mr. Slinger.
To everyone.
To everyone. He even add words to our books. As the pupils filed out of the classroom, Lily held her purple plastic purse close to her heart. Mr. Slinger was right. It had been a better day. Lily ran and skipped and hopped and flew all the way home. She was so happy. She really did want to be a teacher when she grew up.
She flies.
Yoo-hoo!
No, you do it. Go up there and do it.
You want me to jump?
I want Mia too. Yeah, Mia.
Yoo-hoo, I want to be a teacher. Come on, Mia.
Fly, Mia.
We want to be a teacher. Ready? I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. All right.
Miss Clanton, you're a teacher.
Well, remember, she's Lily.
That is when she didn't want to be a dancer or a surgeon or an ambulance driver or a diva or a pilot or a hairdresser or a scuba diver. Hold still. The doctor's here. Ready for takeoff. Yes.
As we can see why Miss Grantham is the Teacher of the Year. Thank you, Miss Grantham. Can you tell me what your favorite book is?
Princess and the Pea.
And you're the princess from Princess and the Pea? Let's see your beautiful outfit. Wow. You look beautiful. Can you tell me why that's your favorite book?
Because you can feel the pea that's on the matches.
Really? What does she do in the book that's special? What part of the book do you like the most?
The part where she finds a prince.
Where she finds a prince. Do they live happily ever after?
Yes.
Good. Do you like reading? What's your favorite thing about reading?
Because I have fun.
Because you have fun. Can you imagine being the characters when you read? Yes. Thank you. Okay, and tell me who you are.
Strawberry shortcake.
And what is your favorite book?
Strawberry shortcake.
Strawberry shortcake?
I have a whole bunch of.
You have a lot of strawberry shortcake books. What do you like about strawberry shortcake?
I just like reading the book.
You like reading the book? Is she kind to her friends?
Yes.
Yes. What are some of her friends' names?
Ginger Snap, Orange Blossom, Huckleberry Pie, and
Angel Cake. Strawberry shortcake, do you like to read at home? Do you read with your mommy and daddy? Do you read to them? Do you like pretending when you read? Like you're the character? Yes. Thank you, Strawberry Shortcake.
The name of my book is
Okay, hang on.
Night of the Ninjas.
Night of the Ninjas. And is that a series?
Yeah, it's one of the series.
And what kind of book does it come from? The Magic Treehouse?
The Magic Tree.
Do you like reading those? Why do you like reading those?
Because they give you whole plans and like they have like magical adventures.
And that's exciting.
Yeah.
And what does Jack do in your book?
In my book, like sometimes he gets worried and like and he's like He thinks that his sister Annie's pretending for everything.
Does the book always turn out good?
Yeah.
Is that what you like about it?
Yep.
Thank you, Jack. And who are you, sir?
Cat in the Hat.
Cat in the Hat. Do you like Dr. Seuss books?
Yes.
You do? Are you celebrating Dr. Seuss this week?
Yes.
You are? What's your favorite Dr. Seuss book?
The Cat in the Hat comes back.
The Cat in the Hat Comes Back. Can you tell me what happens in that book?
The Cat in the Hat and his little cats turn the snow pink.
And then what do they do to it? Do they play in it?
Who they have to
And
find?
then the Z one right here turns it back white.
Oh, really?
Turns it white.
Do they play in it? Do they play in the snow?
Well, they work to get it out of the yard.
Okay. And why do you like Dr. Seuss so much? Dr. Seuss books?
Just because they have so much imagination in them.
And so do you like imagining?
Yes.
Yes. And so do you ever pretend? Do you ever act out those books at home? No. You just think about it when you read it? Do you enjoy reading?
Yes.
Yes.
A lot.
You do? Why do you like reading so much?
Because it makes you more smart in ways.
Good. Thank you, Cat in the Hat. Tell me what your favorite book is. Wacky Wednesday. Can you show me your book? And who is that book by? Is it a Dr. Seuss book? Why do you like Dr. Seuss? They're funny? What kind of words do they have in Dr. Seuss? Wacky words? Do they kind of make words up, you think? Do they have rhyming words? They do. Thank you. This is Read Across America Week.
That's a nice pen.
We are in Miss Pilkington's kindergarten class, and we are going to video her children's response to literature.
Here we go, sitting down. Ty went home with Grace Ellen. Here is her journal entry. Okay, this is what she said.
I didn't see it.
First word is hooray.
Time
Came.
to my house.
The first thing we did is go to
Dance class.
Ty watched. Then we got a
Snack.
and watched
TV.
with my, she has an animal,
Bear.
Bear. Then my mommy helped me build a fort for Ty and Bear. Then we had a little tea party and we drank some tea. Then we watched a little more TV. Ty and I had dinner. What'd you have for dinner?
Chicken.
Chicken. He loves chicken.
Corn.
Oh, we know he likes corn.
And carrots.
And carrots, good for his eyes. And then it was time for bed. What did you say?
Good night.
It's the morning time and we're having a nice day at school together again. And once again, here is a picture.
I need to see the tree. Sam
The
tree.
Okay.
I want to get the
Lauren?
This is a song that Miss Pilkington uses to teach sight words and children's response to literature verbally.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. The day is beginning, there's so much to do. If this is a chunk, if I put a in front of it, what would we have? What else can we find that would go with this? Oh, he's not here today. Sam. So this chunk can make. Anything else to make with this chunk? Ham, Sam.
The word
Yeah, the word bam. Bam. What kind of punctuation would we have to use with bam?
exclamation point.
Because it's excitement. Bam. Lily, what else?
I love it.
Jam. Did anyone eat jam today? Shirsh, what else? Sam, bam, bam. Thinking. Lamb, lamb. Good. Antonio.
Miss Pilkington is using word chunks to teach the children to be able to recognize words as they read. So you have to build a
Okay, let's
base
try our
for
sound.
children to
What?
begin to learn how to read.
Quam. Is that a word?
No.
But we can try it. Quam. What about
I think I think
sound box book?
Oh, yeah, my
Little
cube book.
My cube book.
What? It had a P. See?
It doesn't have a P. It has the Q.
But look.
But look. Okay, which one's P and which one's Q?
P. Q.
Yes.
So they're turning the P turn other way.
Good. And your eyes are very good to see that. P has the line, then the circle. Q has the circle and the line. Because they made it a straight line, they didn't use the umbrella handle or the little click up.
But
Yes,
we
cheers.
B and D, they're different.
Yes,
One
they
is
are.
like this, and the D is like this.
You have very good eyes. Here we go. Little Q had a box. I will find things that begin with the letter Q, she said. I will put them into my sound box. Little Q found quilts. Quite a lot of quilts. 2 quails watched her quietly. Little Q folded the quilts and filled her box with quilts. There was 1 quilt left. Little Q wrapped the quilt around herself. I can be a queen, she said. Just then, little Q met a real queen. If you want to look like a real queen, you must have a
Crown.
good, she said. So little Q decided to buy a crown. Little Q went to a shop. Little Q bought a crown. The 2 queens played until they were hungry. Little Q went back to the shop. She bought some quinces and made quince jam. Then she and the queen ate lunch. Little Q put what was left into the box.
Jam is another word for game.
Then little Q said, "It's late. Let's go to bed." "No, no," said the queen. "A real queen must have a queen's bed." Little Q was quite sad.
Teachers, faculty, and students, this is a lockdown security drill. Please clear the halls, and team bosses, would you please report to the office? Thank
Yeah.
you.
This is a practice, just like a fire drill, to keep us safe. So Mrs. Pilkington's going to lock the door, and then we'll continue with our lesson. No
We will be
problem.
interrupted just for a moment while they do a lockdown.
Lock the door.
I think the thing that we have to remember when we look at different grade levels
They will
is
come back on the
that
intercom.
building response to literature has to be considered with the grade level that you are doing
Here we go.
it with.
Little Q was quite sad. She had no more money. Now she could not buy a queen's bed. Anybody have an idea how she can problem solve this? How would you problem solve this?
Look in your piggy bank.
Look in your piggy bank. Ian, what else could she do?
You can make one.
She could make one. Does she need some help to make one?
Yes.
Maybe her father could do it. A queen's bed. Who can describe what a queen's bed looks like?
Has a cat, a crown top of it.
It has a crown on top of
and
it.
no roof at the middle.
What does a queen's bed look like?
Sorry,
Ian?
it's pink.
It's pink
Or purple.
or purple. Sydney?
It has a crown on top and it's pretty.
And it's pretty.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
I'm going to turn the page and see if your predictions were correct. Then little Q saw her box with all the quilts inside. I will turn my box into a queen's bed, she said. Little Q put a quilt on top of the box. Touch your nose if you think she did a good job. She was creative, wasn't she?
No.
Now let's go to bed, she said. She jumped into the box. No, 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 said the real queen. So they began to quarrel. No, yes, no, quarrel. Until 9:15. By then, the real queen was so tired, she quit. So she jumped into the box with little Q. They pulled up the quilts and went to sleep. Here are some more words that have quiz, quartet. How many people are in a quartet?
Oh, my daddy's playing in the quartet, and my mom plays the piano.
Thank
My
you. You know what this is?
Question mark.
Yes. These are the things that we should be using with go, band, go. Quotation marks. Quintuplets, excuse me.
Quintuplet.
This mommy had this many babies at one time. They're called quintuplets. How many did she have at one time? Correct, correct, correct. Yes, very good. She had how many babies at one time? That's a lot of work. Quintuplets. Here's our little bird this week.
Quill.
Quail. Here's that quince. Has anyone ever eaten a quince?
Oh.
Okay. And on the animal porcupine, he has quills. 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 Very good. There's the cue.
I see that.
Now, you are going to be making your very own book.
Our very own.
How many cues will you be writing in your book?
4.
Oh, and I like cues. You may make a straight line. You may make a fancy line coming out of it. I think first grade wants straight lines. Now, with the small cue, we're going to make our circle first. We're going to hang this down. I'm going to do 2 of them with the umbrella end. And I'm going to do 2 of them where it's like a check mark backwards. Okay? I'm not going to do one that looks like the letter 9 because that might confuse you. I think this looks better for a cue, this one. But know that if you see this in a book, it also could be a cue and not the number 9. What do we want to draw for cue? Lily.
Quill.
Quilt. Let me write the word quilt. What letter always comes after Q? U. What's my vowel sound in quilt? What? Eh.
And there's a U.
There was a U. Quilt. Good. And the last sound? Quilt.
T.
Okay. And you're going to make a big square or rectangle And you are going to pretend to put all kinds of pretty colors in it.
You can make your quilt however you want.
You may make your quilt however you want it. Just beautiful.
That looks like
Michael.
a question.
Good. Question mark. I like this one. It's a curve and a dot. Big long word. Question.
I'm not writing that one because it's so long.
And we need to write mark.
Like Mr. Mark.
Oh, like Mr. Marks.
My
Mark.
daddy's name is Mark.
Here's our chunk again, I see. It's in mark.
R.
R in mark. Grace Ellen.
Queen.
Queen. What does a queen look like?
A crown.
Okay, I need a crown.
And a head and a little dress.
And a head. Is she a happy queen?
Yes. And a dress. And a dress.
Well, I'm going to let you do that. She's got some nice curly hair. How's that?
Like your hair. For you. That's like my mom. For you.
Okay, if I want to spell queen, what will I need?
You.
Yes, after the Q comes a U. Josie, what's my vowel sound? Queen.
E. E.
Good. Is that a long or a short vowel?
Long.
Who thinks long? Who thinks
Short.
long? Who thinks short?
Short.
Queen.
Queen. Short.
Long. Queen has two vowels in it. That's what makes it long. And what's my last? N. Queen. With a long E. Ian, what else am I going to do?
Quarter.
Quarter. Ooh, how much is a quarter?
25 cents.
Who's on the picture of a quarter?
George.
Excellent. Quarter.
Maybe my drunk quarter's good. Miss Perkins and I need to go to the bathroom.
Please go. Who sees a chunk in quarters?
You.
Who sees a chunk? Helena, what is it? R. There's our R again. It was in March. Mark. Quarter. Will, your turn.
Quail.
Quail. Oh, good. I get to draw a little bird with a funny feather on his head.
This color is funny, isn't it?
He's a little runner.
He's funny.
He's cute. Qua. Okay, I need another vowel. Quail. A.
A.
Is that long or short?
L.
Yes, I'll get the L.
L-E.
Quail. Is that a long vowel or short vowel?
Short.
Qua-a. Is it long or short? Long. And it has a silent letter in it. I like the way Will is sitting. Sage. Lily. Thank you, Guile. Helena, what can you tell me? Quintuplets. Are you going to draw 5 babies?
So mine.
5 babies? Wah. How are we going to do this in their bonnets? 1, 2, 3. Oh, the poor mommy. She is busy. All those bottles and diapers.
I don't like diapers. I love diapers. Hey, they look like.
That's a good invention for babies.
I love diapers. Those look like
Shears has something for us to write on the board.
I was just gonna say.
Teachers, if you have Devontae Weems in your classroom, would you please dial extension 104? If you have Devontae Weems in your classroom, please dial extension 108. Thank you.
104.
104 or 108 will